You are watching Liberty Online TV. You are watching Liberty Online TV. You are watching Liberty Online TV. You are watching Liberty Online TV.
As people, it seems as if we not even learn it at all.
Plenty finger pointing don't happen after the elections, especially after this dialogue back.
It meets the needs of the people, or the challenge and the way the people then look forward to for a solution.
Where did the invest come into the country? Instead of them paying 0%, they will pay 5% on the value.
Because the oil those Souths are going to be on a two tax. And a two tax that they use for run the states.
But what is inside these budgets, we see there is going to be room for macroeconomic stability.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to another episode of the program One on One, where we come to you live from Liberty Online TV, Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website. Today, inside the program, we can look at job creation and also issues them we get for do with staff welfare na various workplace them. For can talk about this particular topic this night, now the studio I get with me the Minister of Employment, Labour and Social Security, Wina Mohamed Rahman Suare. Good evening, Mr. Minister.
Yes, good evening. I'm glad you're there, Khadija.
All right. Let me start with the first thing we talk about, job creations. And this BNTM, where His Excellency the President make pronouncements of creating 500,000 jobs in 5 years. But who people only read that pronouncements they say na ambitious projects in order for possible. Let me start how on a plan for achieve creating 500,000 jobs for Sierra Leoneans then in 5 years.
So the president don't recognize the power of young people. Young people not only the engines of growth and development, that transformative energy they get. Now that make the rest of the world say Africa get great prospects because we're dynamic with demography, not largely young people. Yeah, so it really good. So we therefore convert that potentially into real demographic dividends for the continent. The president now recognize say youth unemployment na major national security threat, na a ticking time bomb. Now because of that one day, they don't commit say in the next 5 years, they create 500,000 jobs for people then, including particularly for young people. So that then creative energies, then transformative energies will go unleash for taking this country go to the next higher level.
So effectively, when this creation of 500,000 jobs for Sierra Leonean then go commence?
It don't start already. Yeah.
Let me look at the selection process. Because many a times, we don't hear allegations, especially when you camp and job business, then go say, okay, this particular work couldn't they talk about now for make party faithfuls them get job. Under your leadership and you watch, how you going to ensure say every Sierra Leonean were eligible for benefits from these 500,000 jobs, not care about region, tribe, party lines, as you're eligible, you go get the work.
So first, let we start because the agenda wouldn't they set up 9 trickle down, 9 with the cascade. Look at the president in cabinet. Yeah, a representative of young people from across the board. Some people don't know say so they not be in politics. Yeah, so we don't do that one day. Now that same thing I go repeat. What they do then say, we don't look for the best Sierra Leoneans, not to Sierra Leoneans who come on any particular side. Even though lazy Sierra Leoneans and back, we not can be competitive. They cling on to the other thing, the way you say the tribe, the party, the this, that. All right. if they remove her, I've seen people dismissed for incompetence, and others when they go explain and say now because we didn't at this party or because we come on at this tribe, but they're not going to talk out to the employer why they sack them. So when it comes to jobs, we look for the very best Sierra Leoneans, and when they say me, this is not job way the Ministry of Employment, Labor and Social Security. We just under the office of the Vice President, we will lead the job creation cabinet subcommittee. We hope for work with various other ministries and departments when our growth ministries we get opportunities for create jobs like tourism, like marine resources, like agriculture. Their ministry then they would work with all of them for make sure say yes we leverage the opportunities already for create jobs for young people. Ministry of Trade, just 3 days ago we see a light trade delegation coming from Morocco. Then they look at various aspects for make, because we don't always the talk say government alone cannot create all the jobs, right? Everywhere in the world, the private sector, small businesses now they get for incentivize. So now that they make will they continue for encourage the private sector for coming and for do what it need for be done. Yeah, so that now
when we talk about enhancing job creation as Salon, there's a lot of aspects that we need for take into consideration.
Yeah.
Job creation not just means say pass you go get office work and sit on there. There are many ways. Countries like Nigeria, Ghana,
Yep.
lots of the young people and citizens then they go into entrepreneurship. Now other way than they back for create job. In the area of entrepreneurship and trying for linker into these 500,000 jobs, waiting at the platform, waiting at the plans, what we not put in place.
okay, like I say, an ongoing conversation, but like we say, entrepreneurship very important. I mean, we be don't see that. Now that make the president me don't say all the women there, where they go college, university, where they do science, engineering, technology, agriculture and mathematics, STEAM, then they get free pass, full ride. They don't pay fees in the university. Now this ABC. So when you come out there, you innovative, for example, you can not only create job for yourself, you create opportunities for other people. So one for support entrepreneurship. Now we don't begin by catching them young by funding it. You go to a place like you go to the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. They may get this World Bank funding will be needed for support technical vocational education institutions. Then they support like a private one. Just for you take on board Sierra Leoneans, you take them through the pace, what's on them down, then give them startup kits, then go start off their own businesses. So these ones will be scaled up across government. Yeah, you also don't hear about Munafa. Munafa has been going to be expanded. You listen to the last budget speech. Government want for give access to small businesses, let them get credit at a single digit interest rate. So all lengths in there are gone. But the new thing we want for bring, before I left my previous ministry, I've been on secure a $50 million grant from the World Bank. One of them things that they will for do nabbing for support entrepreneurial education. You know, so I know say the new minister and the World Bank team they will scale now and they up, then go leverage for support this thing when you talk so.
Talking
for support
about education, it brings me to my next question. We get for do with investing in education and skills development. We another aspect than they will talk about job creations. The tech voc, revamping the tech voc. Now one way need a thorough thoughts so that you go get a way forward. Before now, the people when they go into tech vocational center, go learn for make cake, learn for do gara and all. But then they don't phase out. Past people are now waiting into private business and they try for do that as a workshop training for young people. There.
Well, so I think you know get all the story. Me aware what been in my previous role because me have been government gatekeeper for information. There was a $50 million grant. I don't go around this country. Then they give private sector players. So government. This is not the era of the private sector partnership with government. So government is support the private sector institutions for doing training and so it does not mean you have to come to a government trade center. You understand? That make you think say that they happen. But government is supporter. So we want to expand this, we want to scale it up so that more and more Sierra Leoneans can be brought into the net. Like I say, the digital education, now Nigeria, na Kenya, then place then people are becoming millionaires using social media. Then digital platforms there. But Salon na make cost na slash and burn with the party, all kinds of for threatening for destabilize country. So part of that fund, now the Ministry of Communications now, they will use they say for digital literacy and this, that, capacity build, entrepreneurship education, including women, disadvantaged groups, and all that in the day. So that's one thing. This government has foresight. Yeah. But in level one, I want to say very recently, I think Google give Nigeria $2 billion. Yeah, for create about 200,000 jobs and train people then so something. Sierra Leone, we self go ask for your own share of it. We will ask for our own share of their resources and they so that we'll be able to train more people there, for digital jobs, digital skills. Now, I've been to talk about the era of the digital nomad. You can sit down there now, you work for Google, you work for IBM, you work for really serious companies that are around the world. Because everything is digital, you can keep the books there from there. I know a few people where they do that. But one for scale up so that more Sierra Leoneans there, they will get a huge advantage. Sierra Leone, na English na official language. Yeah? Sierra Leone will get time zone advantage. Sierra Leone will get young people there. So these are skills and potentials that we will leverage. And we have already started a lot of discussions, are aware of what's in the happen in our government. From the Chief Minister's office to the Ministry of Communications and the office, a lot of things are going on.
All right.
I think so, one for mainstream with young people there.
All right, viewers, in case you just tune in the program now one on one, and this net has to do with Mohamed Rahman soiree where people can call Rado in the Minister of Employment, Labor and Social Security. This net it talk everything we get for do job creation. It don't start for talk about the 500,000 jobs that we President Bill say it will create for Sierra Leone and them in the next 5 years. According to them, it say these projects don't begin and they engage with different line ministries them for make sure say they create this job opportunity. Mr. Minister, another very important aspect for create the job then are one, but for ensure say then people there so we go able to get opportunity for benefits from this 500,000 job creation, then be safe now the workplace them. Workplace safety now one way very important. In that particular area, they have to ensure say each and every workman get protection and get the benefits them with you as workman.
Yeah, so this is one a very important question you ask. Now that make we don't review laws then. We get the Employment Act, for example, we speak to some of the issues there. Me be not be a workers champion even before I come into government. Now issues that were very, very, very close to my heart. Now I think say this my appointment, I really appreciate what the president do. I want to touch lives very directly, meaningfully. If you remember, 2 years ago, you get a large delegation from Liberia. Then Candy can recognize me for my work who I do about 5-10 years ago. I've been in Liberia. We do work, you got to do our commitment, sincerity, and dedication. I stood up for them when I was supposed, me not the head of administration and human resources in the company where I've been work in Liberia. Yeah. There was this issue who for them disadvantage here. In good conscience, I said no. This was not the right thing to do. We'll be compromising with values them, with ethics there if we do this. I stood up. So it came to pass several years later. So now I make them in Canada. I then can't gown me really. Now at a very impressive ceremony. If you talk to people that all work with me in African Minerals, in London Mining, in Airports Authority, me not possible fair. I know how to go sleep with a burdened conscience. So all their rights there, all their privileges there, all their dues there, man will get as long as our Minister of Employment, Labor and Social Security, inshallah, God will give you the grace for make sure so they get up. Because it's in the law. We cannot do otherwise. We go for respect the law. And there's also best practice. So may people that hold the work in the Ministry of Labor, they clearly understand that we are reprofiling the ministry, we are repositioning it for able to deliver on what's in the presidency, and they already get the message. They already get the message.
You they keep on emphasizing, say, law and day for protect workman them. So many things then the ministry ready for team up are caught by any workman where they want for disadvantage.
Yep.
But I don't know if it go surprise you for no say certain issues then they go on a workplace them. Employer can just grab number one day because certain things they not go right. We not get for loot. Anything in a professionalism is sack workman. Many times they not get signed for go complain. How open is your ministry?
That ministry is very open, very, very open. People can walk up to me if they have not been able to speak up to the other people. I get quite an open door policy from the Ministry of Information, Isabi. Throughout my career, I've maintained a very open door policy because if you live in a bubble, you know they know what's in the apple outside, right? So yes, people therefore able to access you. But over and beyond that, in the next few days, we'll set up hotline there, with employee there, anywhere, okay, able call and talk to we, share intelligence with who will able follow their leader. If you want for anonymizer, let not use your name and waiting, we respect that. But you can reach out to we for draw our attention to waiting they happen. Now waiting.
Then you see a two-way thing.
Yep.
In as much as from always you don't talk from a breakfast show this morning, you just see a lot of energy in you for can work for workman them, protect their rights them, but not two-way thing. In as much as they talk to the employer them, the employee themselves get responsibility for take their work them seriously. Education, now one, we come at play. How much your ministry, they work with employee them, people the way they now workplace them, for let them know say they have their responsibility. Now make them pay them.
Well, so one of the strategies I want to adopt with on Candy, you know, as a complement to the visitations that they do now workplace them, we go to hold on, talk to all sides and talk to Sierra Leonean workers exclusively. We accommodate the team they go there for the workers education, workplace education, including for both management and staff. So all the key and critical provisions and all various labor laws we salon get and best practice there will they take on to the managers there, to the leaders there, and to the employee there in the joint workshop. So there is shared understanding of what's are the rights there and what's are the responsibilities there. Right? So we do that. And I also urge the various unions there to which workers they belong through the Sierra Leone Labour Congress for let them do their work. One of the key work there now for make sure say they do employers education, employee education, right? So that people then go know what are the expectations, what are the role. Because as I will find for all the time they talk about rights, we need to talk about responsibility. So rights go to responsibilities. So they make sure say that is done every inch of the way. As I talk to you, by next week, my team did na Daru na Gold Tree, then they did na na Baumau and na Gola Forest, na Kenema. So they're going across this country. The holidays are over. We have to put boots on the ground wherever they are Sierra Leonean workers. And you know, I feel very depressed because I've been in this space. I know how they treat people there. When, for example, I've been left the mine site in Africa, I talk to them, do a vox pop. Let us sit down there and talk about myself. I'm passionate about them. If this is the one thing I can achieve and make a difference, I will be really, really, really pleased.
This morning, your breakfast show, somebody sent a text. They asked, what is that your intervention with the issue we get for do with workman them with the redundant in parliament?
Well, so Parliament was wrong in the first place for go ahead with their actions, and I have had a great partnership with them in my previous role. The law very clear. What we want for do redundancies, you therefore first write to the Commissioner of Labour, and the Parliament enacts that law. Nobody ever approached us, so that's a wrong procedural step. We don't write to them. We say we want for talk to them. The reason why the law say if I talk to the Commissioner, if I write to the Commissioner of Labour, now for law guide the process. Now we get the expert there. Parliament gets great lawmakers, great debaters, great professionals. But now we get the expertise for guide them process then. We work with something solar right now. Then right a week months ago, when they work on them process then. Because why they say if I talk to the Ministry of Labour, we can advise on how we might have alternatives so that will lead to redundancy. If it's cash something, we might be able to talk to the Ministry of Finance. So look, the president wants to create 500,000 jobs. We probably don't have to go along this path. Let us do this. If you want to do that, we could say, okay, we could retrain some of these things, these people for other roles who will not get there. Huh? We could, we could get professionals who can advise. So redundancy might not end up being the route. But if that is the only way to go, we could advise on how you face an out for make sure so nobody not feel disadvantaged. So all lens in there.
So now that you don't state and clearly say Parliament be wrong,
yes, they were very wrong. Yeah.
Move day. How you go step in as a Minister of Labour for try for bring an amicable solution to this issue?
Well, we don't write to them. Even before they talked about convening the first meeting, we did not write to them. Yeah, say I want for sit with them. The summon Parliament. Now content, I would have summoned them for letting we'll talk about that. I was gracious enough for right. I go spend the whole day them busy. Then say then discuss this issue. Yesterday, sir, then is supposed to meet. I sent me deputy commissioner of Labor with a team for supporting them. We are still willing. We are waiting, ready and available for support Parliament for resolve that. Parliament don't help me a lot in my previous role, and I look forward to working with them. But important for us, there have been a lot of procedural missteps already. We need for sit down and we will support them. We're ready. I don't know the story. What I know is that we are not consulted. And now the first thing under the law, once you plan a redundancy for reasons and the way they do redundancy, if you plan now, you get for bring you on board, ab initio, so that what don't happen, so we could have nipped it in the bud. Yes. So even apart from my role as minister, I could give free service because this is what I have done for the better part for the better part of 2 decades at home and abroad. So yes, I have managed it now. Complex situations. So I'm still available for support Parliament.
All right. From that issue, they back to the 500,000 jobs where you say the projects don't commence. Now we look at the selection criteria. Who are eligible for benefits from the 500,000 jobs there. And inside 5 years, how una go spread them? What's in the time frame?
So you know how ILO define somebody unemployed? According to the ILO, International Labour Organization, one of the global standard for workman business, they say that somebody will not get a job and actively they look for one. You have to be actively looking for a job. Yeah, if you say them from where I don't college, you're not get okay, they look for work. You are not presumed unemployed according to that definition of ILO. You have to be actively looking for a job. So that's number one. How they distributing jobs and what jobs they come up, for example, if they want IT experts there, then go advertiser. Will insist that they advertise. Yeah. If you qualify, you tick all the boxes, you go get her. Yeah, so they not get for can say, oh, this is not Fuindu. Who say me come on? Now for Fuindu people there. No jobs, there will be no exclusive jobs for Fuindu people. Yeah. Jobs they go do for Sierra Leoneans they wanna apply. Right? I go to some communities. Then they say, well, now we get these resources now. We'll not get no opportunity. I said, no, every Sierra Leonean gets a right for work in every part of this country. However, if we're not equally qualified, same competency, same experience, same this, same that, preference will always be given to people.
When you talk about competency, it brings me to another issue. Yeah. People like they when I graduate them. They can see job advertisement and newspaper and other medium them. But again, you they see saying a graduate then qualify, or we go face a panel for go through interview and a challenge. Some are not even able sabi for put together an attractive CV. All of this they make certain people or certain workplace not go on for employ a graduate.
No, so first let us note that while I recognize very good graduates in all universities in the town out, but also get very, very, very weak one, extremely weak one. In the previous role, someone on newspaper had to bring as well as a reader. They will get challenged for reader and explain to you what they say. Yeah, so I know this. The other one we talk, of course, in my long years as waiting. I remember once somebody writes an application once, that's I've been the Airports Authority as head of human resources. He writes, he says, I've worked for many privates. I now want to work for yours. Yeah, what's this supposed to mean? It don't mean nothing. Yeah, so I understand. But now the responsibility So what are we doing about it? You get the National Youth Service Scheme. Yeah. Down there are some meal where they able to make people they acquire experience. You learn the ways of the world, the expectations of the workplace. It's a great initiative what the Ministry of Youth they lead. Unfortunately, people there, if you read Sir Milton Maga Independence Day speech, 1961, that's how you know born it. 1961, yeah, that's how we be known go far now. That's how you know been born it. So 1961, also Milton Maga been they address this nation at independence. They been talk about volunteerism, the need for let people them volunteer, build a school, do this, do that. I want to encourage you for reading young people there. So when I say go see that, but 63 years on, the country not even get a national volunteering policy. So you go volunteer all kinds of, you know, see the advantage by you know get rights, you know get this, that. The ministry don't partner with VSO, Voluntary Services Overseas. They're actually the founder who they develop a volunteering policy for Sierra Leone. So then young people that know they left college can use that one as a route for get experience, but they will have rights as well during that period. We want to prepare people for the jobs because more often than not, they say, you know, you can forget 10-year experience. This is that. You know, while I believe the experience matter, but also those people that will get huge experience and way you can bring young people there and prepare them for taking their role in there as well. So yes.
Well, the program where they watch now one-on-one, we don't talk a lot. We get for the job creation and how the ministry plan for approach in the area of the 500,000 jobs we President Bill say it will give to Sierra Leoneans and inside the next 5 years. We'll wrap up the program now, Mr. Minister.
Yes, ma'am.
Quickly, before you left with the area of the minimum wage bill and we'll command the within the informal sector. Now one we challenge yourself aware of them concern that they waiting at your approach towards that.
Very, very simple. Many possible then they get domestic staff probably in the last 20 or so years. I've always paid above minimum wage. The people that work with me and they listen to me, then are almost family members then to we. Would they respect them? Would they pay dues then? We'll even go over and above. Not because we'll get money, but we respect the shared humanity and their rights then. So government very committed for extend coverage, social protection to the informal sector. The Director General and NASIT and team they do a fantastic job. Government through the ministry, they boosted that one up, they give them all the support. So before long, I'm sure before the end of this year, we will begin a pilot project for that. The one where they do domestic work, I mean, it's purely criminal. It's non-compliance for letting they pay the minimum wage. It is a law. As long as there's an employer-employee relationship, you get for respect that one day. And you know they only pay minimum wage, you will also make sure say you pay them social security. And we'll be coming after people who are in default. Anybody who listen to me, take this to the bank, who will come after you if you continue to break this. These are Sierra Leoneans there. I got one matter what they have right now, a couple of them. Yeah. So I call on everybody who they use domestic staff. They are not an island, they're a part of Sierra Leone, who they make a law, they say for benefit from her. So that's a warning. Well, I want to reassure domestic workers say this ministry not go forget them. They are all covered by the law. And the president very keen for make sure say this 2024 brings a difference in their working lives.
All right, well, from them parting words today, now so the program one-on-one go come to an end. We hope say you enjoy this educative conversation. We don't get to the Minister of Employment, Labor and Social Security, Mohamed Ramanswa. You don't take me through how they as a government plan for approach the 500,000 jobs so they give to Sierra Leone and them for the next 5 years. Many thanks for you joining me at the studio, and it was a pleasure having this educative conversation with you, Mr. Minister.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. It brings back a floodgate of memories from 98 to here.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. You self who don't join me. Plenty thank you. Continue for like, share all the programs them where you they see from Liberty Online TV. If you they watch me on YouTube, make sure say you put on your post notification bell. So anytime will count, you gonna say we don't come. Me na Khadija Bangra, they say have a good night.
as for people, it seems as if we not even mindset at all.
Plenty finger pointing don't happen after the elections, especially after this dialogue back.
It meets the needs of the people, or now the challenge and the way the people then look forward to for a solution.
Where did the invest come into the country? Instead of them paying 0%, they will pay 5% on the value.
Because the oil they pay South Sudan they want a two tax, and a two tax that they use for run the states.
But what is inside these budgets? We see there is going to be room for macroeconomic stability.